down, and then I'm going to share our link on Facebook. Let's see. Because I also get like a weird double audio. Done. Redirecting to YouTube. There it is. Okay. Great. We are up on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. What's up? I'm going to share this over onto our Facebook page. Our season finale episode. Here we go. All right. That is shared. Got it. Make sure I'm not getting double audio. All right. Hi, Timmy. All right. Shall we do this?
Let's do
wrap
it.
this season up. Huh? That's
So
what I
sad.
like. I like that excitement.
I'm so sad.
I know. Now we have to watch the Patriots.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me share screen. You're gonna want to watch this. Ready? Let me do this. Couldn't open it. What? Boy, wasn't that exciting? It wouldn't open it.
It's about as exciting as the end of the season. It's sad.
Hang on. Let me try this again. I hope you're loving this great production value. All right, let me try this again. Let's see if this works. There we go.
Now, the Wicked Fast Podcast.
What's this?
With Longboy and Timmy G.
Hey, this is Dale Jr.
Hey, this is Jeff Gordon.
Hey, Tryon Blaney.
Oh,
Wicked Fast Podcast.
look at that.
Try a little more New England. Wicked Fast.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Hello, this is the Wicked Fast Podcast.
Now, to anyone out there who wants to go fast, anybody.
I want to go fast.
Drivers, start your engines!
Yeah. All right. There we go. Wicked Fast Podcast, episode 287. The big finale for this season. Here we are. Brian Bell here.
Timmy G over here. What's up? How we doing?
G over there. We're
What's
good.
going on?
And of course, you can find us on all the socials at Wicked Fast Podcast on YouTube, where we're streaming this live, at Wicked Fast Podcast on Facebook and Instagram and Threads, whatever. And at Wicked Fast PDCST on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call that. So there you go. Well, they did it. That was a nerve-wracking race.
Yeah, they did it. Congratulations to your boy Blaney. We called it. We called it for the last 3 weeks. They were the team to beat.
I didn't bet it, but I
Yo,
called it.
he looks so much different now.
Right.
Like, I know his beard is like, he literally just.
He's got a
Ryan-
real serious beard going on.
I think Ryan Blaney, like Chase Elliott, winning will attract more fans because he just seems
Young,
like
good-looking
very
fella, fun
just
guy.
a down to earth dude, but likes to go out, likes to, almost,
Dating a Hooters girl.
yeah. I feel like a lot of people didn't like Jeff Gordon because of the whole, he kind of made it Hollywoodish.
He didn't seem
But-
approachable.
No, not that. But Ryan Blaney likes a little Hollywood, but his roots is NASCAR. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's what can attract a lot of fans. And I think that's
I
great.
know. How psyched was his dad? Dave Blaney. I mean, it's just awesome. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm sure we'll get into it, but like that was nerve-wracking for me, and I enjoyed on the broadcast when they were playing. There were a couple times in the race when Blaney was kind of going for the lead or had the lead, and he, Denny almost like he got loose when he was racing to get past Denny. And
Yeah.
Blaney lost it a little bit on the radio. And then the other radio guys were telling them, hey, he's losing it up here. He's losing it. Come get him.
Yeah.
and he
Oh, God,
really
what's William
regrouped.
Byron's crew chief's name? What's William Byron's crew? Rudy.
Rudy Fugel.
Yeah, he was yelling at William Byron. He's like, "Go, the 12's toast."
Yeah.
And I can't be too upset about Denny Hamlin. Like, they obviously took a risk, hoping the yellow was going to come out. They wanted to win, and that's why, like, when Ryan Blaney was pissed at Ross Chastain, like, I was like, "Bud, like, you would do the same thing."
He's still going for a win.
He's still going for the win. And by the way, Ross Chastain's interview after the race was awesome. Was so cool. He was just like, I was growing up playing NASCAR 2005, and I got to race against Kevin Harvick, or I raced Kevin Harvick as the number 29 GMC car. Like, that's the car that I used. And then today at a track where he broke a record where he got 21 straight top 10 finishes at Phoenix, which is a NASCAR record, which is absolutely bleeping insane.
Yeah.
He was like, and then I get to race him today in his final race. He's like, that's so cool. Like, he's just like a fan of the sport.
Yeah.
And like, I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's just a guy that genuinely, like, I feel like Kyle Busch is over it, right? Like, Kyle Busch is just like, yeah, I'm a good race car driver. I'm going to lock in. When Ross Chastain, I feel like, gets into his race car, he's just like, this is so cool. Oh my God, this is everything. Like, he literally has like a panic attack, which is, which is cool. And it's great to see because, I understand, the most popular driver voting started, and let's be honest, Chase is probably going to win again, right?
I don't know.
Like,
Blaney's going to get a nice bump.
Blaney could too. But those two guys don't seem like, those guys don't jump off the page when it's just like, I know they both love racing. They're obsessed with it.
They're pretty low key guys.
But Ross Chastain is giddy every single time he gets in the car, where those guys are just so kind of like laid back and
like, let's go to work.
Yeah, and NASCAR needs it because I was looking at a tweet the other day. Let me pull it up real quick on my cellular device. So, 2008 Homestead race viewership 4.1. Following year 3.7. Following year 3. 2001 when Chase won it was 3.2. Last year, I'm sorry, when Chase won it, it was 3. Kyle Larson wins 3.2. Joey Logano wins at 3.2. And this past Sunday, it was below 3. It was only 2.9. A huge drop. That's literally in 5 years. In 5 years, 4.1 to 2.9.
Ouch.
But they also NASCAR and NBC released something about the viewership saying that the average overall was up 3% this year. But it just sucks that it doesn't show when you have a driver that wins a championship that actually could carry the sport.
Yeah.
Like Blaney and Chase, they're best friends. But man, if they started hating each other, that is a rivalry that would stick in the sport for a long time. It's never going to be like Dale and Jeff, right? Because they kind of liked each other eventually, right?
Yeah. I think they respected each other eventually.
So can it be reverse? Can it be Blaney and Chase liking each other and then now they hate each other?
We're now enemies.
Because, like, you saw after the race, like Bubba Wallace almost destroyed Ryan Blaney's car. Like, he just rammed right into him. Like, bro, like if they have to go to a
Star Wars car.
Yeah, if they have to go to the research and development center and they find something and it's because of you just lost your best friend.
Or was he giving him the cover?
Yeah, maybe.
If he had something wrong with his car. No, it wasn't like that before Bubba slammed into it. How will we ever know?
Yeah, and then I saw a photo of Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney, and you could argue that Chase's smile with Ryan Blaney and the trophy was bigger than when Chase actually won the championship. Like, it was just like, I just feel like those three are so cool, so tight. It's just, every sport needs a rivalry, I feel like, and a lot of sports now don't. Like, name one rivalry in the NFL, minus the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then
sports rival, it seems, I don't know why.
Like Celtics Lakers really isn't a rivalry anymore, right? There's nothing in hockey. There's nothing in Major League Baseball. And don't tell me the Red Sox Yankees is a rivalry because, like, both teams suck.
No, not anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
This is in 2004. I just want the sport to have a rivalry. I want there to be an actual bad guy. Denny tries so hard, but because he can't come up and like, if Denny won Martinsville, you would actually have people rooting against someone. But all 4 of those drivers in that Final Four this weekend, how do you not like them?
I know, right?
Right? So sure, William Byron, big hat, bye, like whatever. But like Kyle Larson, sure, made a mistake. But
I'm so glad that the NASCAR champ did not show up in a big hat, because that would have happened if Byron had won.
I also love when Blaney Blaney did those circles. He didn't care about that flag. Those donuts.
No, that flag was gone. That
flag was toast.
That thing. I'm like, ooh, I hope that doesn't get like flung somewhere.
But here's the question: I want to know.
Okay, yeah,
where the other flag and all that other merch goes. Because
what do you mean?
So there was an article in Sports Illustrated many moons
about
ago.
all the championship merch that gets sent to like third world countries after.
Yeah, do they send NASCAR stuff to third world countries?
I don't know.
Like because it's a good question, because everyone may know the New England Patriots, or everyone may know the Los Angeles Lakers, like if they lost in the finals, or the Western Conference Finals last year, right, to the Nuggets. Does everyone know who William Byron is in a third world country? It's just very interesting.
I'm not
where that stuff goes.
It isn't, because they have to have it all ready to go out.
Yeah, they have to have it all ready to go.
Who wins?
Yeah,
now you got 4, so you got 3 other boxes of stuff.
Yeah, but then you also got to think it's also 2 other series as well. So when you think about it, you actually have 12 boxes worth of stuff.
They have a lot of gear.
They have a lot of gear there.
I've already been shot. I got to add some Blaney gear to my Christmas list. Some championship.
Oh, I'll get you.
There's some good looking stuff.
I've been looking, but I'm waiting for like the vintage.
I saw one.
Okay.
I saw one.
Okay.
Yep. I scrolled way down and I saw one that was like the vintage T-shirt. I didn't see it as a hat yet. That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I like the rivalry. It could almost be, if we can get the Ricky Bobby Cal Naughton dynamic.
Yeah, like I would,
where they have some sort of fight and then get back together, and then it would be great.
I would love a Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney rivalry, right?
Yeah.
An underdog against an old school cat, right? Because I think we can all agree that NASCAR fans, what's the word I'm saying here? I think NASCAR fans like when it's attached to an old school driver, right? Like, do we honestly think Chase Elliott would be as popular as he is if it wasn't for his dad?
Yeah, right.
I mean, sure, he's very good. He's got the Napa, got that old school vibe. But if it was like, I don't know, Joey Logano, who didn't really have anyone from the Cup Series before.
Right.
And so I think with Dave Blaney being that guy, I think that's huge.
Yeah, you do get that little link to the past with those guys. That's
I see it here.
So huge.
The black one. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
If I know you the way I think I know you, I see what shirt you're looking at. But you're also 1,000% right. There's no hats that you would wear.
Yeah.
No, there isn't. Yeah, no.
Yeah. There are a couple that are all right. But I want a 12 on it. I want a
Does
nice
Penske have a store? Because like the Hendrick Motorsports store is so much better than Fanatics.
Oh yeah, I could check that out too. Yeah.
I'm doing that right now. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about, I think it was so cool this weekend that Cole Custer won the Xfinity Series, because Cole Custer was just shipped out of town very quickly.
Yeah, he really was.
Stuart Haas.
He really was.
But it almost seemed like they were doing him a favor. Like, hey, bud, listen, maybe we brought you up a little too early. We appreciate that one insane win that you got. I think that was at Kansas, right? Or one of those tracks. Congratulations. We're going to keep you. And then he goes out and wins a championship for Stuart Haas. I think that's such a cool story. And now
it's like, you catch a fish and you're like, this one's all right, but let's throw it back and let it grow up a little bit more. And then boom, there you go. You catch him again.
Yep. Well, I just think that's awesome, because Yeah, it's just that easy. Just throw out the line and boom, you're all set.
Yeah, no, it because he needed a little seasoning. He needed that.
Yeah, that's I 1000% feel like he needed that. And now with Eric Amarola leaving, are they saying, hey, we're just going to put someone in for a year? If you can get back to Phoenix again,
yeah,
we're going to call you up, right? Because technically he was the most successful Stewart-Haas driver this year.
Yeah.
In all, right?
Yeah.
More successful than, I mean, he won a race. That's more successful than anyone else there could.
Yep.
And then just real quick before we do move on, that truck race, because I actually stayed up and watched it, was an absolute, complete and utter embarrassment to the sport of NASCAR. That was awful.
Oh,
awful.
No.
And I'm glad Martin Truex Jr. said something. I'm glad Denny Hamlin said something to the press about how embarrassing it was. That was awful. And I'm glad that they find that Heim kid who ruined the chances of oh God, what was his name? So basically there was like 3 laps left, right?
Yeah.
And
explaining if they didn't catch the truck race.
Sorry.
So
if you
explain
didn't
what was going on.
If you didn't catch the truck race, all 4 of the guys were like in the top 10, except for Hocevar. He was a little further back. They all had fresh tires. It was a perfect setup for Fox and for the truck series. I thought it was great. Hold on. I just want to pull up the name so I get it for you properly.
I just found an article in the Washington Post. The headline is NASCAR's star drivers rip truck series crash-filled finale. It's a joke.
Yep, it was so bad. It was absolutely embarrassing. So who was it? It wasn't Ben. Okay. So no, where was it? All right. So Grant Effinger had a shot. Yeah. Had a shot at winning the race. And earlier in the race, Corey Heim believes that Carson Hocevar accidentally wrecked him.
Yeah. Wrecked him.
It depends on it depends on how you look at it. It could have been one drifted up the track, one drifted down the track, whatever the case may be. So with about 3 laps to go, and you're saying to yourself, Enfinger is going to win this thing. No doubt about it. Ben Rhodes is a little further back, and then all of a sudden, Heim sees Hocevar in his rearview mirror and just takes a right and puts him right into the wall. Caution comes out, and then they had to do overtime, and then another caution came out, and then because of another wreck, and then they had to do it again, and another wreck, and they had to do it again, and another wreck, and it was stupid. It literally looked like a video game, and it was awful. Yeah. Like if I'm sure the first time that I were to me or you were to sit down in an actual iRacing thing and do it, that's what it would look like.
That's what we'd do. Well, and you think about where these young drivers are coming from. That's what they're coming from.
They're coming from money,
you know.
And Kyle Busch said that a couple years ago, that it's just like, I don't like racing the truck series anymore because it's just all kids with money. Like that's all that it is. So, but the truck race, if you watched it, I know the Loose is Fast podcast guys went because I saw it on their Instagram story.
Yeah.
Like awful. It was so bad. If like people are like, why don't I watch NASCAR? I'd be like, Phoenix truck race 2023.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah. And they said, I see those guys were talking about Hocevar, who, got some runs in the big series, and you wonder how you got these big drivers talking about like this guy,
The wreck earlier with Heim, again, it's one of those things where I believe most people would say, yeah, he probably went into him a little bit. But for Heim to react like that while he still has a chance to win the championship is so childish. So childish. And NASCAR fined him a buttload too. Where was it? Yeah, so they fined him $12,500 and docked him 25 points. They fined him under the rulebook section 4.4 B and D, which is a NASCAR member code of conduct. of conduct. Like
Oh,
attempting to manipulate the outcome of the race of the championship, wrecking or spinning another vehicle, whether or not that vehicle is removed from competition as a result, any action deemed to compromise the safety of an event or otherwise pose a dangerous risk to the safety of competitors, officials, spectators, or others. They basically said, dude, you did that on purpose. You're an idiot.
yeah.
And he was in the championship 4. Like, it was so stupid.
It's just crazy.
But if we want to talk about another champion, we could talk about the Wicked Fast Podcast fantasy champion.
Should we pull up fantasy? Let's see. I don't know why you want to talk about it so quickly. I mean, usually you have some other stuff to talk about. Let me pull it up here, though.
Oh, just one thing as you're pulling it up. I think it was very
yeah.
funny that we bashed Ford last week and they swept the series championships.
Yeah, I know. It's like, geez. That was funny.
And by the way, we didn't even mention his name, but congratulations to Ben Rhodes for winning the Truck Series race. Or winning the Truck Series championship. Kristen Ikes won the race.
Oh, and one of the headlines on NASCAR.com is how the Martinsville winner wins the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
So when it comes down to fantasy, folks, we'll let you be the judge.
Let's look at Phoenix. Let me pull up. I got the Phoenix.
Oh, if you want to go. Oh, sure. Yeah, let's go by Phoenix.
Let me just share NASCAR Fantasy Live. So here, if you're in our Wicked Fast podcast, it was a great season of the Wicked Fast Fantasy League, I think. Here's the Phoenix results. There you are, Timmy, right up top.
Me and your boy Blaney, we kind of did the same thing. We won 3 out of the final 5 races.
It's pretty good. NASCAR guy Nate, he's had a finish, a very strong finish here. I was tied with Double Chump because our lineups and picks were identical.
Yeah, I remember you texting me. That was fun.
We had exactly the same picks and exactly the same bonus picks for everything. So we had a tie here. So let's go to the overall. Let's see. So overall, NASCAR guy Nate finishes. He had a great playoffs. Double Chump.
No, he didn't. No, he did not have a great playoffs.
No, he had a great finish to the regular season. And then had a bad playoffs.
Yeah, and then he had a bad playoffs
for NASCAR guy.
But Nate. I feel bad for Jackson though. Jackson was very good all year, and then that last playoff race just didn't work out for him. So we could look at it. We could look at it 2 different ways.
Playoffs. There you go.
So I won the playoffs.
There you go.
I won the final race, and then Nate won the regular season. So 2 versus 1. Sorry, Nate. No, but congratulations to Nate. For real. He won the whole thing.
There you go.
He won the whole thing.
But didn't Double Chump win the regular season?
No. I think Nate won the regular season.
I don't know. Did he?
Well, yeah. I mean, look at it. NASCAR guy was 1954. He was 80 points behind Double Champ, and he still beat him by 17. So yeah, he had like a 100-point lead on him basically going into the playoffs.
But we did discuss this before everything started for fantasy, and we decided playoff standings would determine our champion, much like the NASCAR format.
Yeah.
So
if you guys go to bignightshop.com and you go to the Wicked Fast podcast page, you will see Timmy G Fantasy Championship gear available.
Shut up. I'm going. I want some of that.
Yeah, yep. It'll just be a picture of me and Jeff Gordon, and it'll just say
trophy champions.
Yeah, I've won a lot of champions this year. Well, a lot of championships this year. Media challenge, fantasy challenge, nerd alert.
Yep.
But seriously, for the 12 or so people that race put in their picks every week and have fun with us, we really appreciate it. And as far as the bottom 4, you're done. Hopefully you're still listening to the podcast, but we're all set with you.
There you go. Yeah, but thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
Fantasy. That was fun. That was a good season. Good times. It did, my family makes fun of me. How's your imaginary race team doing? It's doing all right.
And if you guys want to make fun of me even more, I am undefeated in my fantasy basketball league, and I'm in first place in my fantasy football league.
Sam has joined a fantasy basketball league now, so he and his buddies.
What's his team name?
Fantasy basketball league. I do not know.
It's all about team names for me.
Yeah. I don't know what his team name is.
One of my buddies' team names is
what's the
Kobe
best
Ship.
ones you've got?
We have very dark names. Like one of
God.
them is Kobe should have Ubered.
Oh God. Oh God. That's horrible.
And we have
Wow.
really
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your team name?
Section 315, because I don't dive into that because I know I could get really dark.
You've got that place.
Yeah, I just enjoy dark humor, you know.
Yeah. All right. So congratulations, Timmy G, on your well-earned championship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just see if I can get the trophy. I think it's still down at John's house down the street.
Yeah, I'll get that.
I'll have him bring it over for you.
And then I'll figure out what die cast I want to put on top of it. What's the die cast on top of it now?
It might be a Jeff Gordon.
No, that makes sense. All right. Oh, before we move on, let's find out who actually won the championship via Winston Cup points.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That was really fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
So your winner.
Oh, do you want to pull it up?
Let me see. So the individual who won.
Yep.
There were 13 lead changes in the points this year. And this individual, which is just crazy to think about, at the end of the year, led the points for the first time all year, even though he had the most wins. Your winner by 17 points over Denny Hamlin, William Byron.
Really? So
William Byron, according to this Twitter page, William Byron did not lead wasn't in first place after a single race all year. So yeah, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr. in the top 5. Your boy Blaney was 7th.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Oh, hang on. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
There
pretty close too between Hamlin and William Byron.
Yep. There's the final Winston Cup
Hold on.
standings.
Can you actually hold that? Look at that for the folks that are not watching. So someone commented on this post and said, would Denny Hamlin have won the title had he not gotten penalized for admitting to wrecking Ross Chastain in Phoenix earlier this spring? And the account responds with, yes, Hamlin's 25-point penalty was applied as 100 points in the Winston Cup format.
Oh, wow.
Can you scroll down and see what maybe someone else had a cool comment?
Let me see. Show replies.
Yeah, keep going. Hamlin's mouth cost him the Winston Cup version of the title, but that's so funny. That's a great point. But Byron had that 240-point penalty earlier in the season. So Blaney finished 7th in the Winston Cup and won under the current format. Has anyone finished lower than 7th under the Winston Cup format and won the title? We'll need to look at the data. We'll get back to you on that.
Oh, let's see. Let's see.
Excluding Kyle Busch 2015. The new car being in so much parity. What a year. Okay.
All right. That's a good account.
It's a great account.
That's a good account. It really is. That is fun.
Yeah. Super cool. All right. So let's just.
And if you don't follow them on Twitter, by the way, they are where'd it go? There it is. At NWCS_standings.
Yep.
So at NASCAR Winston Cup Series _standings. That's a good find. I'm glad you had insomnia that night and just happened upon that Twitter account.
Gang.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously 2024, this is the last episode of season 8. I'm pretty sure we'll be back next year, obviously depending on life situations and stuff for season 9. Question is,
yeah, I got a real job. So
yeah. So we hope to be back next year. And then hopefully our 300th episode would be what? 1. Oh no, I'm just curious because we'll do one before Daytona. So 1, 2, 3. So it will literally be right before Darlington, before the Goodyear 400 on Sunday, May 12th.
Interesting.
But yeah, let's talk about silly
Okay.
season real quick and what's going to happen, and maybe talk about some other things heading into 2024. So Kevin Harvick, great run. He finished strong. I love the tribute before the race. NASCAR posted something on their Instagram page about his kids on the radio before the race. Perfect send-off for him, in my opinion, minus him not winning in Phoenix. But he broke a NASCAR record on his way out, 21 straight top 10 finishes. No driver has ever done that at a single track, ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. So Josh Berry will be stepping in for the number 4 next year. Josh Berry obviously took over for Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman earlier this year for Hendrick when, they had that injury. But the question is, who's going to be taking over for the number 10 of Eric Almirola? That is still up in the air. Then you have the situation with Colleague Racing. Justin Haley is leaving Colleague Racing to go to Rick Ware Racing to be teammates with JJ Yaley. But AJ Allmendinger hasn't made a decision yet on what he is going to do. So that could also leave an opening for the number 16 team, which is very interesting. So right now you would have the number 10 and the number 16 open if AJ Allmendinger doesn't return.
Right.
John Hummer Nemechek, we mentioned that earlier in the year. He's joining Legacy Motor Club, and Legacy Motor Club is going from Chevy to Toyota, which is crazy to think about. And then Carson Hocevar will be full-time with the 77 car Inspire Motorsports. And I just want this to go on record right now. Super hot take for 2024. Corey LaJoie is going to win a race in 2024.
Yes, I like that. All right.
Stamp it on record. And then Zane Smith, one of the better truck drivers, he's going to be full-time as well with Spire before he goes to Trackhouse in 2025.
Oh, okay.
So he'll have like a 1-year kind of feel me out deal. And then it will be Daniel Suarez, Ross Chastain, and Zane Smith, a 3-car team for Trackhouse moving forward. So couple storylines heading in. I think number one is Legacy Motor Club going to help or hurt Toyota? Because I feel like Joe Gibbs Racing just has such a tight core of their 4 cars and then 2311, right? But now they're going to have a new bunch, but it's not going to be part of Joe Gibbs Racing. Like they're going to have their own engines and like all that stuff. So I'm interested to see like how that will play out. Like, are they going to team up? So
especially on those tracks where the manufacturers usually get together, like at Daytona when the manufacturers are all like pitting together, and is that team strategy by brand.
Correct.
What do you do with those guys? Yeah.
And it could make them stronger because now they have 8 cars. They've only usually had 4 or 5. Remember when Martin Truex Jr. was with Furniture Row? There was 4 cars and Furniture Row, and now there's 8. So, I mean, that's great for Toyota. Ford will have 14 cars, and then Chevy will also have 14 cars as well. So I think one of the other big questions heading into the year, I may be a little biased, but is Chase Elliott going to return back to form? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think he should not go snowboarding. Sorry. I think that's
fair.
That just derailed his season. It really,
especially because I looked it up. Final 10 races of the year, Chase Elliott finished 7th in overall points and 8th. He had the 8th best average finish. So it's there. Like the talent's there.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott, as long as he's with Hendrick, should never miss the playoffs.
Yeah, agree. And I think that injury just kind of messed up his whole season. I get you want to go out and have some fun, but do it now. Here you go. Go snowboarding right now.
All right. So we both agree Chase Elliott can and should get back to form.
Yeah, I think Hendrick overall was. I know William Byron was in the championship. William Byron had the best season for Hendrick, and Kyle Larson. But like Bowman
was
a
no man. He was not the showman. He was a no man.
No, the no man.
But hopefully he can get used to. I feel like,
but both of those guys had injuries that affected their season. So it's, I think they'll be all right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Alex Bowman seat warmer is on level 1 this upcoming season.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because the other 3 you can't get rid of. I think if Alex Bowman wasn't a part of Hendrick, I don't think people would really bat an eye, but it would definitely be concerning for Alex Bowman. I think a lot of teams would take Alex Bowman as their driver, but when you're with arguably one of the top 2 or 3 best teams and you're not performing,
it's not a great way to hold your seat.
yeah, he's not going to get the Belichick treatment, right?
No.
So, all right. Next question. Can Penske three-peat? Now, before you answer, I spiraled a little bit. So here you go. There have only been 2 teams in the history of NASCAR, not drivers, not specific cars, but 2 teams in the history of NASCAR that have won 3 championships in a row. Hendrick has done it twice. Once with Jimmy Johnson, 2006, 2010.
Yeah.
So they 4-peated.
Right.
And then they did it again back in 1995 to 1998, where it was Jeff Gordon won it 3 times and Terry Labonte. And then the only other team was Junior Johnson and Associates with Cale Yarborough winning 3 times in a row in 1976, 1977, 1978. And something that blew my mind when I was looking at this, because I always thought one of them did. Dale Sr. and Richard Petty never won 3 in a row. I always thought like it was 3, maybe a year off, a couple here, a year off, and then they won.
Yeah.
Neither of them won 3 times in a row. And Richard Childress Racing never won 3 times in a row, and Petty Enterprises never won 3 times in a row, championship-wise. So I've found that fascinating.
That is fascinating. Now, of course, we can't say three-peat unless we pay Phil Jackson, right?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
So don't say that.
So can they win the championship 3 times in a row? Sorry, Zen Master.
Yeah. I don't know. That'll be because there's a lot going into it. I mean, you've already demonstrated how difficult it is. It hasn't been done that much. And Ford they're going to have a whole new car next year.
Yeah. Yep. They're going to have a whole new setup.
Body style. Going to have a new,
because
we'll see how that affects
is Joey Logano good enough to do it? Is Ryan Blaney good enough to do it? Can Austin Cindric make the playoffs? Hopefully. Right? So I think I think as long as Ryan Blaney or Joey Logano or both of them are in the round of 8, every team should fear them. Because they have shown time and time again that their cars work well at Phoenix. And good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, so much credit to Blaney for freaking out and getting it together. Like, I think that race, like, he grew up a lot during the race. Like, I feel like that was his real moment to like go and take it. And it was awesome.
Yep. And then I think the other thing that a lot of people are going to be talking about is this schedule.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's wild. So Jeff Gluck.
I know. I mean, already we got New Hampshire in June. I mean, come on.
So weird. Do you realize how crazy of a week that could be? Like, I need you to stop and think for 1 second and realize how crazy of a week that could be.
Yes, it could be. Couldn't it? There could be other sports playing then.
Game
at the very
7.
end of at the very end of their season.
Game 7 would be June 20th.
Oh my God.
There could be a possibility that I could go on a 5-day bender. A bender of benders. They're going to have to drag me out of there on Monday morning. Like Dave McGrath's going to be like, Timmy, we love you, but like,
knock,
please.
Time to go.
So
need you to go.
Yeah. So speaking of the schedule, Jeff Gluck, for those of you that he's from The Athletic, one of the most I love Jeff Gluck. I think he's one of the better NASCAR writers. After every single race, he always does, was this race a good race? Right?
Okay. Yep.
So the top 5 races of 2023, Kansas, the Coca-Cola 600, the Daytona regular season finale, Fontana, and Atlanta. Only 3 races this past season made it into the 90%. Yes, it was a good race club, where last year there was 7.
Okay.
But you look here, in one of the bottom 5 races of the season, this includes just so everyone knows, the clashes and the Coliseum race. Or I'm sorry, the duels and the clash. Bottom 5. So Martinsville Spring, fair. Watkins Glen, fair. Sonoma, fair. Phoenix in the spring, I think we can all agree. And then what do you know? Las Vegas. Huh. Interesting. Bottom 5.
No,
Bottom 5
no.
race. Hey, you listening?
Now we know
You
why
listening?
Timmy G brought this up.
Bottom
Yeah.
5 race. 48,
But it's Vegas, baby. It's exciting.
48% of the people thought the race sucked. I'm sorry. No, I did my math wrong. 48% of the people liked it, which means 52%
52%.
hated it.
Yep.
Hate may be a strong word, but I'm going to say hated it.
Hate to disliked greatly. Somewhere in there.
But anyways,
We know where you fall.
any bold predictions heading into next season? So I have 2 bold predictions. I think
All right,
Corey
what do you got?
LaJoie is going to win, and I think Kyle Busch is going to stink.
Oh, I like that. I think Brad
And what I mean by
Kay-
stink is I don't
Yep.
even think Kyle Busch makes the playoffs next year. Corey LaJoie
That
wins.
stink.
Kyle Busch doesn't.
I think Brad Kay is gonna have a comeback. He started to really come on this season again, and I feel
Okay.
like he's gonna get back to like his old winning ways because I feel like he just hasn't been there, and I feel like they've finally gotten it figured out. He's an owner. I think in this next year they're really gonna put it together. Let's see who's gonna stink. I feel like we already touched on it, and it might be Alex Bowman.
I can respect that.
I think So there you go.
Respect that.
There's some
All right. So just way too early prediction. Who wins the championship next year?
Ryan Blaney.
Okay. So Blaney
No.
wins.
No, I don't know if he's gonna.
right,
I feel
way
like Blaney's
too
gonna
early.
have. I feel like Blaney might drop off a little bit because he's gonna have a great off season.
Oh, dude, I bet you that party was an absolute electric factory.
It's probably still going.
Probably. Well, no, I mean, he was in New York City last night.
Oh, all right.
He had to do his tour with NASDAQ and Jimmy
Yeah.
Fallon and all that.
Yep.
My probably dead wrong over the top prediction on who's going to win the championship.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain.
Wow.
He wins to
Bold.
get in. And then he just slowly survives, kind of like what Joey Logano did in 2022.
Interesting. You're all about it.
I
You
think
might have to get some.
if
might have to get some Corey LaJoie gear.
Budweiser was the sponsor for Ross Chastain,
Yeah.
if he wins at Phoenix, that's how you bring the sport back.
All right. We should be in charge. Well, at least you should. All right. There we go. So we get a couple months off till the Coliseum, the Clash.
Yeah, well, the Clash. So we'll be back. Do you want to go the week before the Clash or the week after the Clash?
Probably. Probably maybe leading into it.
All right, so we'll be back
We'll figure
the
it out.
week of February 4th.
All right, maybe the week after.
We are 101 we are 101 days away from the Daytona 500.
Wow. Tick tock, tick tock.
And spring training's in like 96 days. The truck
right.
leaves Jersey Street in 92.
Oh boy. Are they gonna keep playing baseball over at Fenway? All right. Or they're just gonna shut it down.
So maybe they'll just focus on this new Boston Common TPL.
What is
Tiger
that?
Woods. Oh, dude, you're gonna love it.
I am.
Yep.
I don't know what it is.
Well,
Is it like
we'll talk about it off
virtual
the air
golf?
because so it's going
I
to
saw
be
the announcement.
it's going to be partially indoor simulator, but turn around and oh wait, now you have to make a real putt because the floor of the course moves to match. So imagine going to Topgolf. Okay. Just real quick, everyone.
Yeah.
Imagine going to Topgolf, which just opened up in Canton, right? You hit a driver, you hit an iron, and now you're about 60 yards away. You turn around and there is a golf course behind you. Just like one hole. And it will literally shift.
A green.
There'll be some sand and it will literally shift. And then you have to hit your way into the hole and you turn around. There's going to be the front 3 is going to be 3 versus 3. And then the back 9. I'm sorry. The front 9 is going to be 3 versus 3. And the back 9 is going to be 1 versus 1.
Interesting.
There's multiple teams and there's 4 teams, or there's 4 people on each team. So we
finally
are
someone who actually knows what this is. This is exciting.
We are
to me,
Boston.
I had no idea.
We are called the Boston Common Golf.
I'll give them this. I like the merch.
The logo is sick. It's spot on. So we have Rory McIlroy, obviously very good. Adam Rose, who's very good. Who was the guy that hit the putt for the Ryder Cup to win it? I'm having a brain fart in his name, and I apologize for that. And then we have local kid, Keegan Bradley.
Adam Scott, right?
Oh, sorry, Adam Scott, not
Adam Scott.
I was thinking Justin Rose. Adam Scott, Rory McIlroy, having a brain fart in the other name, and then local guy from
Keegan Bradley. Yeah.
Keegan Bradley. My mom went to high school with Keegan Bradley's aunt.
Well, there you go.
Shout out to Littleton, Massachusetts. Anyone knows where that is? I'll Venmo you $5.
Pat Bradley, right? She was huge in women's
Mm-hmm.
golf. Yeah. She had that little pro shop over there by
if you wanted to
Kimball's.
spiral into this and start a podcast for that, I wouldn't be against it.
All right. Well, we got to come up with a good name. All right.
We suck at this podcast. And then that way it can be anything because everyone sucks at golf.
All right. Is that it?
Season 8 is over.
Are we done for a season?
Thanks, everyone.
That was a good one. Thank you, Timmy G. You can, of course, follow us at WickedFastPDCST on Twitter or X, and then at Wicked Fast Podcast everywhere else. Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to the Wicked Fast Podcast YouTube channel so that if we do a pop-up video or if we do anything, you'll get a little notification, and then you'll know when we're back. How's that? Good?
Yep.
Okay. Bye.